The friction of force. The moment you try to force a reality that isn't ready to exist, you create friction. You see this mistake across every basic area of life, yet we keep repeating it. Think about a mechanic working on a high-precision machine. Out of an anxious fear that a bolt might slip, they take a wrench and apply absolute, raw muscle to over-tighten it. What happens? The threads strip. The bolt snaps. The entire thing is ruined. The destruction didn't happen because they didn't care. It happened because they cared with a frantic, desperate intensity. And your current approach to your life goals? You're stripping the threads. Think about a universal experience we've all had. Insomnia. You're exhausted. You look at the clock and it's 3 a.m. You have to be up in 4 hours. So, what do? You force your eyes shut. You demand that your brain shut down right that second. But what actually happens? Your heart rate goes up. Your mind starts racing. You become hyper aware of the silence in the room, the temperature, the sound of your own breathing. You've turned sleep into a battlefield, and because you are fighting so hard to win, you stay awake until sunrise. You think you are exercising willpower. In reality, you are throwing a temper tantrum against biology. The invisible signal you radiate when you overtry is an acknowledgement of absence. The minute you shift from calm execution to emotional begging, you lose all your leverage. Think about a tangled piece of string. When you encounter a tight knot, what is your first instinct? It's to grab both ends and pull as hard as you can to rip it open. But human physics doesn't work that way. The harder you pull, the tighter the fibers lock together. You end up fusing the knot permanently. To untangle anything, you have to do the exact opposite. You have to relax your hands, lean in close, and actually push the string together to create slack. But we don't do that with our lives. We just keep pulling the string. You see this in simple social dynamics all the time. Imagine going to a dinner party or a social gathering, and you are desperately trying to impress someone. You want them to think you're smart, funny, or successful. Because you care so much about the outcome, you try too hard. You over-explain your jokes. You talk over people. You rehearse your next sentence while they are still speaking. And everyone in the room can feel the heavy, suffocating weight of your need for validation. It's a turnoff. But then, think about the person who shows up and genuinely doesn't care if people like them or not. They aren't being rude. They are just completely anchored in their own skin. They laugh when they want to. They stay quiet when they want to. And they don't perform. What happens? Everyone gravitates toward them. Reality doesn't reward your anxiety. It acts as an unbiased feedback loop. If your underlying foundation is a fear of not being enough, every single action you take will inadvertently build a prison of that exact limitation. The most common pushback to this whole philosophy is pretty predictable. People always say, well, if I just stop caring, I'll stop performing. I'll become lazy and lie on the couch all day. But there is a massive difference between structural detachment and simple laziness. It's like that old childhood toy, the Chinese finger trap. It's a simple woven bamboo tube. You stick your index fingers into both ends, and your immediate reaction is to pull them apart to get out. But the mechanics of the trap are brutal. The harder you pull, the more the tube shrinks and tightens around your skin. If you respond with pure force, you are stuck forever. The only escape is to do something completely counterintuitive. You have to push your fingers deeper into the trap. The moment you accept the restriction and push inward, The bamboo widens, and you can slide your hands out effortlessly. You need to apply that exact same mechanism to your current focus right now. Your emotional energy is entirely locked onto an external target, a specific milestone, a validation from someone else, an imagined future safety net. You are pulling against the trap, and you're wondering why the grip is getting tighter. Stop fighting the walls of the tube. Shift your internal leverage. What if the primary objective of your day wasn't to force the external world to change, but to master the precision of your current internal state? This is what ancient philosophers called achieving a state of absolute clarity, a zero-bias existence. The past is a closed ledger. You cannot edit a single word of it. No matter how many times you replay it in your head, the future is just a volatile projection with infinite variables you cannot possibly control. The only space where you actually possess any real, unmitigated leverage is right here, in the immediate sequence of your next choice. Yet, most of us spend our entire lives mentally absent. We treat the present moment like a dirty hallway we are forced to run through, just to reach a beautiful room at the end of the building. We tell ourselves, this current phase doesn't matter. It's just a stepping stone to get somewhere better. But a life built entirely out of stepping stones means you are always living on unstable ground. You never actually arrive anywhere. Watch what occurs when you stop fighting the current reality of your life. Just accept the exact coordinates of your position on the map right now. If things are messy, accept it. If you are starting over from scratch, accept it. Look, this isn't surrender. Surrender is emotional and bitter. Acceptance is analytical. It's like looking at a map, seeing exactly where you are without lying to yourself, and then deciding your next logical move from a position of total calm. When you remove the emotional noise, the path clears up on its own. If you want to test the validity of this law, you have to actually run the experiment. You can't just think about it. So, let's do it right now. Take the next 60 seconds to step completely away from the spinning wheels of your mind. Close the extra tabs. Put the phone face down and force a brief moment of complete internal decompression. Just sit with your immediate surroundings for a minute. Feel the physical weight of your body resting against the chair. Notice the exact temperature of the air on your skin. Listen to the furthest layer of sound in your environment. Maybe traffic outside, a fan hum, or birds, without trying to label it or judge it. Now, ask yourself, in this exact 60-second window, isolated from your past mistakes and your future ambitions, are you actually broken? Is there a tangible crisis occurring in this exact millisecond? No, you're fine. Your vital signs are steady, and you are completely intact. The emergency you've been sweating over exists almost entirely within your own mental simulation. You've been treating a thought project as an absolute crisis. You don't need to acquire anything external to achieve stability. You just need to stop actively destabilizing yourself with your own panic. Real power isn't a roaring engine spinning its wheels in deep mud. It is a quiet, heavy torque that moves obstacles because it is perfectly geared to the actual terrain. Drop the frantic grip, release the force, and just step into the zone of non-reactive execution the moment you stop chasing the world. You finally give it the space it needs to align with you. If this perspective aligned with your trajectory, drop the word presence in the comments. Leave a like if this helped, so it can reach someone else who needs it. And subscribe to join us on the journey.